You losing?
Why else would I get up? But before the night's out, I'll be cleaning up.
All he needs is a stroke of luck.
Well, speaking of which, here comes bad luck.
Now, come on, old son. Give him a break.
I still can't believe you played cards with that man after what he did.
Well, then, yeah. Mauriri. Look, David, before we play another hand, can I have a talk to you?
10-1. Jenkins wants to borrow money.
David, I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble. I smuggled something into Matavai.
Come on, get in the game. Ready up.
Hold your horses. Let's play out this hand, then we'll talk.
Yeah.
Would you please explain to me why David still speaks to that man?
He's an old friend. And you know how loyal David is with crew he's worked with.
Loyal to a fault.
What is it about this guy that makes you so mad?
The man's a useless drunk. He fell asleep on his watch. Just about cost us the boat and our lives.
It's a long time ago.
If you had a full house, you found it in your shirt.
Now steady on, boys.
So much for recouping my losses.
Stay with me. Don't you die over a game of cards.
This isn't about cards.
I'll go get the doctor.
Save your strength, my friend.
You could listen. Something I did. I gotta tell you.
What?
I did it for him. For our future. But it was wrong, so I didn't deliver it.
What are you talking about?
It's still on the boat. Please, don't let Emma know.
No, what?
Somebody very important is gonna get assassinated.
Who? Who?
He's coming soon.
Where? Gordon? Gordon? Gordon!
Doctor's on his way.
That's what Gordon Jenkins told me, Lieutenant.
While he was dying?
With his last breath. 2 minutes earlier, he said he was in trouble. He told me he had smuggled something into Matavai Bay.
To be honest, Grief, this sounds like a pathetic alibi. And I think you should know you're a suspect here.
Oh, you can't be serious.
You were in the card game. He died in your arms.
For God's sakes, Lieutenant, you know damn well I didn't murder him.
Listen to yourself. Assassinations in Matavai Bay, really? Don't you think a hired killer would want to go where there are more important people?
The governor's here. Maybe someone important is coming to visit him. Why don't you look into it before dismissing it?
Grief, I am trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here. I know this man was a friend of yours at one time, and if you had nothing to do with it, I can see why you'd be upset. But face it, this man was a sailor. Sailors come home, they get drunk, they fight, and sometimes when they fight, they die.
You don't cut bait with this, Lieutenant. This isn't a sailor's knife. This is a finely honed stiletto. Whoever killed Jenkins was quick. That quick.
You're not helping your case much, Grief.
Who's winning? You or the weeds?
The weeds, David, you know that. How are you?
It's hard to lose a friend.
Do you think there's any truth to what he said?
From the way he said it, yes. But I can't get Morley to follow it up. So, I'm going to look into it myself.
I had a feeling you would. David, Emma Jenkins stopped by this morning and she asked if you'd do the eulogy at the funeral tomorrow.
Me?
You ever done one?
Once. It wasn't easy.
Don't worry. I've never seen you at a loss for words.
Except now, maybe. As far as I know, Gordon didn't have an argument with any of the men we were playing cards with. So who else was here?
Donnie. He has a bad temper.
Yeah, but 3 people swear they didn't see him pull a knife.
Harrop pulled his.
But it wasn't a stiletto. It was a sailor's knife like we all use. Who else was around?
Claire. But he's never any trouble. Some sailors off the Bantaback, but they're harmless. Sam, John, all men you both know.
And none of them owned a stiletto.
Yeah, well, someone in this bar murdered Gordon. Or did they? Gordon was standing here, with his back to the window. Anyone could have thrown a stiletto from that boardwalk.
Yeah, but that would have to be a pretty good throw.
But it's a possibility.
Yes, it's possible.
But why would anyone want to kill Jenkins?
He told me he smuggled something into Matavai for someone, but changed his mind about delivering it. Whatever it is, he didn't want Emma to know about it.
Oh, David, don't make yourself sick over it.
I don't plan to. I'm going to see Emma Jenkins. You coming?
Reverend Trent.
Reverend Brent? I wasn't expecting you until next week.
Well, I was fortunate to find a ship that left a few days earlier. I hope I'm not imposing.
No, of course not. I'm delighted to meet you. Well, let me help you get settled.
The least I can do is carry my own bags.
Very well. This way.
I was trying to think of the right gift. I was passing a store in Berlin and I saw this. It's quite old. I thought you might appreciate it.
It's over 100 years old. This must have cost a fortune.
I apologize if I was too bold.
It's wonderful. To Reverend Trent, in the hopes that I might be a worthwhile student. Harold, I will cherish this.
Well, it's the least I can do. I'm the one imposing here. I can't thank you enough, Reverend Trent.
Please, Colin.
Your graciousness in responding to my letter, allowing me to come here and do on-the-job training. I only hope that I'm worthy of it.
No, thank you.
There are so many unknowns.
I understand. The fear of failure is there all the time.
How did you know that?
Because for the first year, I was afraid every day.
And now?
One day I woke up and this place was part of me. It was home. At given time, I'm sure you can come to feel the same way about your posting. This is wonderful. It's wonderful.
just taking one day at a time.
Mrs. Jenkins, my condolences.
Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to do the eulogy. I know Gordon would be pleased.
It's my pleasure. Emma, I know this is a difficult time. I can only try to understand your loss. But I wonder if I could ask you a few questions.
About why Gordon might have been killed. The lieutenant came by today asking the same thing.
That's surprising. At least he's doing his job.
He was asking about you, as if you might have had something to do with it. I told him I thought that was ridiculous. I'm afraid I don't have any answers for either of you.
Emma, was Gordon involved in any smuggling?
Oh, you know what he was like. He would never do anything like that. I just can't think why anyone would want him dead.
Neither can I. But I'll get the killer. I promise.
Silver tea service on a boat? Those candlesticks would have been worth a bit too.
Gordon often said he needed money. Maybe he was in too deep.
Or maybe he was just lucky at cards.
Yoo-hoo!
Hello.
Hello.
Claire. Good. Here's someone I want you to meet. Claire Devlin, this is Harold Brenner. Claire came out from England earlier this year. She's the founder of the Mattervire Messenger.
You started a newspaper?
Yes.
What an amazing undertaking.
For a woman.
No, for anyone.
Thank you.
You two have a lot in common. You're both good at your jobs, extremely personable and quite modest.
Please. So, you're the window to the world here?
Oh, I wouldn't say that exactly.
I rest my case.
Well, how could you not see yourself that way, Miss Devon? You let people know what's going on in the world.
Well, sometimes we don't get the news of the world for months. I may be a messenger, Mr. Brenner. I'm not always a timely one.
Yes, but the message still arrives, and you give it to them. News of Tahiti. How would you gather all that? Must be an arduous task.
Well, not when you have friends to help you.
Before Claire, we had no news.
Well, I'm duly impressed.
Emma's gone to church. You've got about 2 hours.
I wish I knew what the hell I was looking for.
Well, my guess is you'll know it when you find it.
If I find it.
Would you rather deliver a eulogy?
Who knows? I might need to practice. One day I could be delivering yours. I'll see you back at my place in a couple of hours, yeah?
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And so we entreat you, Lord, to take back the soul of Gordon Jenkins. Help comfort us, knowing he is safe with you. And now David Grief, who sailed with Gordon, would like to say a few words.
Gordon Jenkins was my friend. He was married to Emma. But he was also wed to the sea and to all it could give him. And from the sea, he took what he needed to provide for his wife. He was an honest and gentle man who stood up with rigorous passion for the underdog. We should remember and learn from his love and his honesty. Gordon Jenkins embraced life and loved it the way a sailor loves the sea. So today we celebrate a life while we mourn its conclusion. We remember Gordon's warmth, his generous heart, and his dedication to his wife and friends.
Wow, that is one hell of a bump. Did you get a glimpse of the guy?
I was too busy falling down.
So he took the gun.
It wasn't just a gun, David. It was a Turnbull rifle.
A Mauser Turnbull? Someone very important is going to be assassinated in Matavai Bay. That's exactly what Gordon Jenkins said.
David, is it too much of a leap from the theft of a rifle to an assassination attempt?
Well, don't forget, this isn't just any rifle, Mo. This is a Mauser Turnbull. Very rare, exceptional range and deadly accurate. I saw a demonstration of one in Sydney once. You could shoot the cap off a bottle of beer from 2 villages away with one of those guns.
I know, I've read about them too.
I think Gordon was hired to smuggle the rifle in. If the assassin got picked up for any reason, he'd stay clean. So why not use Gordon? He's a sailor. He wouldn't get searched like regular passengers.
But why kill him?
Because he knew too much. And he didn't deliver the rifle.
Maybe the assassin tried to collect the rifle, but Gordon got cold feet.
I can understand why.
Mauriri found a high-powered rifle hidden on Jenkins' boat.
I hate to think under what circumstances.
Hey, I wasn't too thrilled with the circumstances either.
So where is this rifle? Let me see it.
The assassin's got it.
Maybe a thief just happened on the boat.
And knew to look for a rifle?
All right, fine. So what does this assassin look like?
I didn't see his face.
So you have no evidence of a gun or even a description of this man?
Not only she can't the bump on the back of my head.
Molly, the rifle is a Mauser Turnbull. It's only used for extremely precise shooting. There's not a hunter on this island who could afford one.
Now, look, I don't have time for any more games. You find some proof, then come and talk to me.
If it's not too late.
Why are you so intent on making something out of nothing?
One murder is one too many, Lieutenant. Why are you so intent on just waiting for another to happen?
Major?
Lieutenant. Sit down.
I had no idea you were coming.
You weren't supposed to. As senior military officer in this area, I have certain information which should go no further than this room.
Sir?
A delegation of foreign dignitaries are coming to Tahiti to sign an important territorial exchange treaty. Preparations are being conducted in the utmost secrecy.
Why, sir?
It's a delicate situation. If proceedings were in any way jeopardized, we could face dire consequences.
Dire consequences?
War, Lieutenant, on a grand scale.
Well, when is this treaty being signed?
I'm not at liberty to tell you that. Your troops will be needed for security. You'll be notified as to when and where in due course.
Of course, Major. Sir, it would be remiss of me if I didn't mention this, but I've heard some rumors.
What kind of rumors?
About a possible assassination. A rifle was found hidden in a ship in the harbor. A Mauser Turnbull.
You're certain of the gun type?
That's what I was told, but the gun disappeared. Does this have any significance?
Yes, I'm afraid it may. Mauser Turnbull is not a very common rifle, but it is the signature weapon of one Gerard Hembrow.
Who is he, sir?
He's an assassin. We have received some intelligence that Hembrow may have been hired to stir up some trouble. No one's actually seen his face, but he's believed to be behind several assassination attempts, including one on our own Clemenceau.
I see. So this man kills for political reasons.
No, he's just a hired gun. But it seems lately that zealots with grudges against politicians have the deepest pockets.
That's why the treaty's being signed here in secret.
Yes. If you receive any further information on this Hembrow, you will notify me immediately. Otherwise, we'll not say a word of this to anyone.
I understand.
Good. Because if word of this leaks out, you may find yourself with a new posting. Believe me, it will not be a pleasant one. Good evening.
So, you'll get them for me?
Yes, our list of visiting dignitaries, trips planned, trips cancelled, ship movements and passenger lists. Anything else?
No, that should be about it.
What exactly are you looking for?
I'm not sure yet.
David!
Trent.
Claire.
Hello.
Harold, I'd like you to meet a very close friend of mine, David Grief. David's a trader. He's the captain of the Rattler. Now, Harold's with a fraternal order which is affiliated with our church. He's here to observe what I do.
You mean when he's not cooking up some exotic meal?
Well, either way, I'm learning at the most capable of hands. Oh, and your chicken curry is unsurpassed.
Yes, sir. A favourite of mine. And a pleasure to meet you. You'll be staying with us for a while?
Unfortunately, not for too much longer.
Well, Harold's here to prepare for his posting to the Gilbert Islands.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'll enjoy working there. It's a beautiful place.
But since he arrived here, he's proved he'll be more than an exceptional missionary. Not a bad cook, either. Speaking of which, David, will you join us for dinner tonight?
Perhaps another time.
Ah, well. Claire, you still coming?
I wouldn't miss it.
Oh, good, good. Good morning.
You'll get that information as soon as possible?
Yes, David.
Grief. This is difficult for me.
I'll just spit it out, Lieutenant.
I don't want to discourage you from investigating Gordon Jenkins' murder. I think you should keep going.
Are you saying you believe me?
I can't say anything else, so please understand.
Your hands are tied, is that it?
In a manner of speaking, yes. But this time, I could use your help.
Already needing a holiday, Harold? I hope I'm not the reason.
Oh, on the contrary. What you've done has given me a great deal to think about. The challenges I face. What better way than fishing to organise your thoughts? I'm sure you wouldn't care to join me.
No, to be honest with you, I'm not much of a fisherman. Fisher of souls, perhaps. But I expect a fine catch when you get back.
Oh, no guarantees.
In that case, you can pick up a nice piece of mai at the market.
Hunting. Let's wait here until they move on.
We'll be all right.
Ilani, I think you should wait. They don't know we're here.
Don't be silly. I'll meet you there.
man who did this, did you get a good look at him?
Briefly. I haven't seen him around this island before.
Did he see you?
I stayed hidden.
Can you describe him to me?
He's white, a little taller than you. He had on a blue shirt.
Anything else?
I'll know him if I see him again.
That's all for now. We'll finish up later.
You sent for me, Lieutenant?
Yes, sir. I thought you could see this.
Lieutenant, I'm a busy man.
Yes, I know, sir, but this woman was killed with a rifle bullet, and it's evidence of some target practice.
You're convinced it wasn't a mere accident?
Oh, accidents like this just don't happen here in Matavai. And a few days ago, a sailor was killed in town. He took a stiletto in his back.
Are you saying there's a connection?
I'm saying perhaps it might be the work of the assassin we discussed.
What proof do you have?
I'm showing you the proof.
2 deaths, with 2 different instruments 15 miles apart. Now, I fail to see the connection.
It just doesn't feel right, sir.
It doesn't feel right? Lieutenant, I'm not interested in your feelings. I'm only interested in the facts. I thought I made it clear that this matter was top secret.
With all due respect, sir, I'm trying to avoid the kind of situation that you warned me about.
Lieutenant Morley, I'm sure you're well aware how the military works. Now, my reputation's at stake here. Without the facts, I am not prepared to call off this treaty.
Colin,
Claire, what a surprise.
I brought some tomatoes for you and Mr. Brenner.
Oh, thank you, Claire, but I grow my own tomatoes.
Do you, Colin? Well, it must have slipped my mind.
You looking for the tomato patch?
No.
Or are you looking for Gustav?
No, not at all. But now that you mention it, how is everything going?
Fine, everything's fine. He's dedicated, he's involved, he's kind.
And unfortunately, he's leaving.
You rather like this man, don't you?
I find him interesting.
I imagine that's why you bought these tomatoes. You're planning on making soup?
I make excellent tomato soup. There's not a lot of men for me to meet here, Colin. You know that.
Men who like tomatoes. Now think of it, Claire. You don't even have a garden.
No. No, I don't. But the marketplace came in handy.
What do you say I give these to Gustav and tell him they're from you? And what do you say I suggest we invite you over to share them with us? And then you can talk to him all you like.
Thank you, Colin. I'd like that. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Just one beer? Okay.
Lieutenant?
Whiskey.
Something wrong, Muley?
I've just come from a clearing near Pakawa Pond. A woman was murdered there.
Who?
A native girl from Blomai, Elani Bruni.
Ilani?
You knew her?
She was my cook. She worked for me.
I'm sorry.
I don't believe it.
How was she killed?
With a rifle.
Was it a mouse attempt?
I'm not sure.
I'd like to look at the body.
I'm sorry, Grief. The family came and took it back to the village. You know the customs.
Yes. Did you find the gun?
I spoke to her boyfriend, to Rura. He was with her. He says he could point out the man who shot her if he were to see him again. But he doesn't think the killer saw him.
Where's Tarua now?
He went home for Lana's burial.
I know where his village is. The rattler will get us there in no time.
Grief?
Yes?
Watch out for yourself.
Captain Grief.
Teru, I'm sorry.
I still can't believe she's dead. I keep expecting her to open her eyes.
I've been thinking. It might not be safe for you to stay here.
But this is my home.
Terua, I think the man who killed Alani is a professional. If he has any idea you're a witness, he will come looking for you.
Where can I go?
You're welcome to stay aboard the Rattler for the time being. I'd feel better if you stayed out of sight until the killer is found. Did you get them?
Easily. The village doctor had already taken them out of her. It appears keeping them in the village would seem bad luck.
Well, I can't be absolutely sure, but these do look like they would match the caliber of a Mauser Turnbull.
Is Parsley playing up today?
I can't do this. Alani used to do it. She was so young. So much still to happen in her life. Just yesterday, she was whirling around the kitchen. She was so happy, Claire. All wild blush and excitement. She was glowing. She told me how Terura had asked her to marry him.
Oh, Lavinia.
Just yesterday. It's frightening.
Things don't always work out as we planned, do they?
No, things seem to work out how they want to work out. And we have very little control over anything.
Well, I remember when I first arrived here. I thought I had control over everything. But I learned quickly that you just have to experience life as it unfolds around you.
Or sometimes, like Alani, we're not given the opportunity. Such a waste.
Now that's a knot I haven't seen before. Do you want to talk about it?
I want to find him.
And get yourself killed.
I want to hunt him down and kill him, like he killed Ilani.
And what good would that do? We will find him, Teru. Patience. Are you sure Claire has all the papers by now?
She should have enough.
Are you coming?
I'll meet you there. I need to make some small talk.
Okay.
Andrew.
How are you, David?
No complaints. Is Francois in today?
No, the minister's been called away.
And what about Thomas Ivy? Is he around?
Actually, no, he's gone too. Left yesterday.
What time will Ivy be back?
Well, he won't be in at all today. He's not due back until tomorrow.
Yeah. Why would Francois and Ivy be gone until tomorrow?
Well, they didn't tell me. Look, would you like me to make an appointment with them for tomorrow?
Oh, that's okay. Thank you.
Ilani was a member of this church.
It's a tragedy. Something like that could happen in such an idyllic place.
Her companion, Teru, is reeling. He saw her being shot.
Her companion saw the killing.
Yes. Must have been horrifying.
Poor man. Where is he now?
He's staying on the Rattler with David for his own safety.
Well, I guess that's it. Put this on the stove.
Thank you. Teru, what are you doing here? You should stay on David's boat.
I'd like to go to church to pray for Ilani, if I may.
Yes, of course. Please, I'll join you in a while.
Whitsunday. Oh my God.
An assassination attempt on someone today?
Yes, that's right. Something big is happening. Big enough to require the attention of government officials and military men. We just have to figure out where.
Not to mention who the target is.
And who the killer is.
Well, I didn't say it'd be easy. Is there anything on that visiting dignitary schedule?
No.
Any unusual shipping movement in the area?
Nothing.
What about the past month's passenger lists? Anything out of the ordinary?
Not so far. A professional killer wants to make sure he blends in with the crowd. It's not as if he's going to wear a costume to draw attention to himself.
Harold was telling me about the costumes that some illusionists were wearing on the boat on the way over here.
And what ship did he come in on?
The Weatherly.
Claire, are you sure Harold came in on the Weatherly?
Yes.
And this is the entire passenger list?
Yes, why?
Well, Harold's name's not on it. Is he on any list?
I don't see him.
Maybe he didn't use his real name.
You don't think... You're not saying Harold's involved in this, are you?
He is someone who would blend in with the crowd. Someone whose comings and goings wouldn't be followed with much scrutiny.
All the murders coincide with Harold's arrival.
You think Harold's the killer?
You find Morley. I'll check on my church. Trent?
I came to offer him solace and I found him dead on the floor.
What? Morley's already left.
Then we'd better find him. You see, I know you know where they've gone.
I can't tell you, David. I've been given specific orders to keep quiet.
There are 3 dead bodies because of one man. And if you don't tell us where they are, there could be more. Now, do you really want that on your conscience?
You didn't hear this from me.
We didn't even see you.
Napuka.
What's happening there?
Some big treaty's getting signed.
When?
This afternoon.
Mr. Secretary, please. We meet here today in Napuka in Tahiti for the purpose of formalizing this pact, which states that Britain is to acquire the Gilbert Islands as a protectorate, while Germany is to receive a large part of Samoa.
This way. I'll go that way.
Fine day to conclude a treaty, is it not? You sign this one first, sir.
Yeah, he's just ahead.
Don't move! Drop your weapon. You're under arrest.
It's not mine. Talk about insulting. How many Polynesian assassins have you ever heard of?
All right. You can let him go.
It hurts to think I was part of his plan. His letter of introduction looked genuine.
Well, you want to know who he was.
If I hadn't taken him in, 3 people might still be alive.
Colin, even if you had turned him down, he still would have found another way to do his job. It's not your fault.
Perhaps.
You're too hard on yourself. That's what you'd say to me if the situation were reversed.
Colin going to be okay?
He'll be fine. He just needs time to sort things out.
Grief? I'm sorry.
Oh, somebody write this down. History's being made.
Do we know anything more about this man?
No, not yet. But he'll tell us in time. He'll be tried and convicted, and justice will be done.
Hey, David, about not believing
Better
you...
late than never. Isn't that right, Lieutenant? Mo, my glass is empty.
Don't push your luck.